Alright, the Baron Zemo Rebalance is now live, and to be honest, this change is a bit on the minor side. It does hurt him in some matchups for sure, but for the most part, it is a bit like it's just there, right? But let's go over what changed exactly. So check out this fight first. You're going to see here that we are going to lose the cleanse passive, right? And then we get an armor up buff, but this armor up buff gets removed and we can just get the cleanses back immediately. And then it starts this very cheesy cycle of just having a lot of roots, a lot of damage output, and just a very, very fun time. This was a very cheesy time. Like, obviously, like, look at this, man. We're just in complete control. He just cannot do anything whatsoever. It is just a very nice time overall. And, like, the cleanses return. They come back pretty dang fast because of the armor up buff getting removed. But yeah, this cheese was just very nice. It was just a very nice time. However, this cheese was also pretty dang rare. Like, this cheese wasn't used all the time. It wasn't like just his go-to thing. He has a lot of other things as well, so keep that in mind, right? Like, this wasn't his biggest tool, his like biggest asset. This was just a nice bonus to the champion. That was just pretty rare at times, but also pretty fun, to be honest. But yeah, here, drop this SB2 again. We just do another combo and he is down. Now we have the post-rebalance gameplay, and some things definitely change here. So we go in, we start the fight, we're going to do a combo here, and then watch what happens afterwards. So here's the combo, he drops the SP1, and we get a resist up passive. And this passive is a bit different here because, first off, it cannot be removed just at all. Like, armor break does nothing, nullify does nothing. It cannot be removed in the slightest, so that very fun cheese is now just gone. You just cannot use it anymore. Additionally, one other change here that wasn't in the rebalancing notes but also did affect Baron Zemo is this. Check this out. We dropped SP2 here in a second, and something happens here that is a bit annoying, but it is what it is, right? We drop the SP2, we do a combo, we do a double medium again, and he throws the SP3 in the roots, and that just one-shots us. Because now the opponent can throw an SP3 while in the root, and that just killed off Craven for the first part, but also kind of hurt Zemo a bit. But yeah, this cheese is now just gone. You just cannot do it anymore. But like I said, this is a very small part of Baron Zemo, I feel like. Additionally, though, there was a bit of a buff towards him because his resist up passive is now 15 seconds compared to 20 seconds. So the cooldown is now a bit shorter, but to be honest, 15 seconds is still a bit on the long side, I want to say. Like, if it was 12 seconds, that'd be pretty cool, but 15 seconds, I really don't know about that. It feels a bit on the long side for sure. Like, for example here, Falcon's lock on cooldown is 8 seconds, and that is, like, really, really strong. So 12 seconds would have been pretty cool, but I guess it is what it is. Like, for these matchups, I won't even really say that Baron's the best at these. I feel like he is just an okay option for them. He has other uses for sure with, like, his decelerate, his very, very strong mist counter, his bleeds also, his good access to root. He has a lot of other things, right? So I feel like this is just also not the biggest deal out there. And additionally, I'm not here to tell you if it's a buff or a nerf. I am just here to tell you what changed, right? So that's up to you to decide. In my opinion, I feel like this was a bit of a nerf overall because the resist up passive, like the change to the duration of it, didn't really affect it too much, I feel like. And also the potency of it is also pretty dang weak. It's like 2150, which is, I guess, decent. But then again, it's not like Bishop, Havoc, Guardian level. It's pretty small in that regard, and I feel like he can't really take those energy damage lanes as well. So I don't know. I feel like the resist up passive was a bit of a miss in my opinion. I feel like it could have been, 12 seconds. Could have been pretty stronger as well, I would say. There are some things that I would change with this rebalance, but then again, the rebalance in the first place is a bit on the minor side, so it is what it is. But now this fight just shows you that Baron Zemo still has pretty much all of his utility still. None of his utility was changed. It was just that one interaction with his armor up buff. Besides this, nothing really changed. He's still the same. He still has all of his utility. He still has all of his damage output, even though it is a bit on the mid side. He still has it. But yeah, overall, he still has like all of his best things, to be honest. Like his root cheese, I wouldn't say it was his best thing. It was just a pretty nice addition to an already good character, right? And now he just doesn't have it anymore, so he does lose some value, but not a ton of value. And like I said, I'm not trying to convince you that this wasn't a bad change. This was a pretty annoying change, right? But I'm just trying to find the positives, and there honestly is a lot of positives here. Like number one thing being that, hey, he still has a whole other kit that is just really, really like decent, right? So yeah, Baron Zemo, he still has all of his nice stuff. It's just that one thing that went away. And also, Absorbing Man's Rebalance is also live, and that one would be like a 30-second video because like one thing changed, and honestly, I think I forgot what changed in the first place. It was that minimal. Hold on, let me try to think. I'm pretty sure it was something about his regen. I think it was on defense, he would start the fight with the regen, and I think he doesn't anymore. I think that's what happened because, yeah, in Alliance War, like as a boss, he would just get so many kills because like they didn't know how to stop the regen, which I mean is fair enough, right? But yeah, his rebalance was just tiny, man, and it just did nothing to him on offense. Baron Zemo, though, his rebalance a bit more like major in that like comparison, but as an overall comparison, not the biggest deal in my opinion. But now we have this Loki fight here on this node where whenever we knock him down, he goes debuff immune. And this is a very, very fun fight because check this out, man. We go in, we beat out the SP2, and then look what happens afterwards. His utility is still very, very cheesy. Like, it is such a fun time. Like, we dropped SP2 here, and then check this out. He is now rooted. We go in, and yeah, some pretty nice damage here because of the Fury buff. But then watch this damage, man. 72,000 right there. Very, very sweet. Like, Baron Zemo, he is still a cheese, like, machine. In these questing lanes, he is still so, so good. I think Baron Zemo is still a pretty sweet character. Do I think that he is a, like, somewhat overhyped champion? Absolutely. Is he still very fun? Absolutely. So I do like Baron Zemo. I think he is pretty cool at times. Just wish that he wasn't, you know, so hyped, right? But that was a very clean fight. And then we have this fight here, and this fight is just crazy. Like, he is so good in questing. In Battlegrounds, he's a bit on the iffy side because of his overall, like, slowness damage-wise. But besides that, he still is pretty dang sweet. And by the way, if you want to see a full Zemo showcase, do let me know because I am definitely down to do it. He is very fun to play, don't get me wrong, and I feel like he is just a very, very nice champion. And check this out, man. This is a very clean fight. We can't cheese it as well anymore because of the change, but still can do it pretty dang well. Like, this damage output is just pretty dang sweet, and the fight is already pretty much over, just like that, in about 30 seconds, man. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this change. I know it will be very divisive overall, but I feel like this change was a bit on the minor side. It wasn't like the biggest deal out there. Of course, he is worse though, so keep that in mind. But still, I feel like this won't have the biggest impact overall because his kit is still very, very strong. And yeah, that's about it for me.